Hello everyone. Welcome to Dr. Rajkumar Academy for Civil Services. Let us discuss today the Hindu newspaper of Delhi edition. Have a look of the important topics that we are going to discuss in a brief. The first topic about India sees over 7,800 COVID cases in a day. The same article was mentioned in the editorial page as well under the topic name called Ready or Not. Consumer inflation below 6 percentage mark for the first time this year. India must board the online dispute resolution bus. The role of parliamentary committees. Tejas Rafael Sukhoi to face off with the US fighter jets at COP India 2023. So, these five topics we are going to discuss today in brief. Let us have a look from the first topic. So, India sees over 7,800 COVID cases in a day. This particular topic comes under your General Studies paper 2 and paper 3. So, what exactly the health ministry give the instruction to the people? Not to panic, as the variant is not triggering severe infection. So, XBB 1.16, XBB 1.16. This particular variant is a subvariant of Omicron, responsible for current surge in the COVID-19 cases. So, prevalent increase from 21.6 percentage in the month of February to 35.8 percentage in the month of March. So it particularly people who belong to the elderly age they are getting affected. So government come up with the instruction of covering mask and also go ahead with the Covovax booster as well, which was available in the CoWIN application. So this is the particular article which mentioned in the home page. The same article here was mentioned in your editorial page as well, ready or not. So the government of India, which provide the complete instructions towards the state government to start doing the preparedness in terms of a health facility and as well as infrastructure and providing the public guidelines to safeguard them from the spread of this particular COVID variant. So what is the instruction by the government? Do not panic because the mortality rate is very less and also there is no much hospitality reported so far. But since surge in the case, the people should not panic and focus on the social distancing and try to cover your mouth using the mask. And they are giving instruction to the elderly people and go ahead with the Covovax booster. So this information is enough for this particular article. Let us move to the next article for the day. Consumer inflation slides below 6 percentage mark for the first time this year. So very interesting topic because this CPI inflation is very important. So this consumer inflation reduces below 6 percentage. This topic comes under your General Studies 3. The inflation means you know that very well. The rate of increase in price over a given period of time, which is known as inflation. If you take this retail inflation means it's measured by a annual charge in consumer price index. Annual charge in consumer price index. Track the change in retail prices of goods and services, which household purchase of their daily consumption, which is known as in retail inflation. So here we must understand about what is this CPI, Consumer Price Index. It measures price changes from the perspective of retail buyer. This particular CPI released by the NSO, National Statistical Office. So the CPI calculates the difference in price of commodities and services. So the CPI has several sub groups including food and beverages, fuel and light, housing and clothing, bedding and footwear, likewise multiple commodities. Four types of CPI is also follows. CPI for the industrial workers and for the agricultural laborer, rural laborer, rural urban combined. So these are all the four important types of CPI, Consumer Price Index. Out of this four, the first three, industrial, agriculture, and rural, they are compiled by the Labor Bureau in the Ministry of Labor and Employment. The fourth one is compiled by the NSO in the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. So the base year of CPI in 2012. So we need to understand the Monetary Policy Committee uses this particular data of CPI to control the inflation. In April 2014, the Reserve Bank of India adopted CPI as its key measure of inflation. So this is the exact importance of this consumer price index. Remember, you need to understand the inflation. I told you to rise in the price of most of the goods and services of daily or common use: food, clothing, housing, recreation, transport, consumer staples. All these comes under the category. The inflation measures the average price change in the basket of commodities and services over the time. Right. So what exactly the article is stating about India retail inflation slide below the 6 percentage mark for the first time in 2023 and only the third time in the last 15 months to touch 5.66 in March 2023. So the drop was supported by base effects as the same month had recorded an almost 7 percentage price rise last year. Regarding the same inflation, there was a brief article given in the editorial page. Kindly read that article so that you'll get a proper idea what exactly this consumer price index is. Right. So next, directly we'll go to the editorial page. I have one important topics to be discussed. India must board the online dispute resolution bus. So as India missed the bus in terms of becoming an international arbitration hub, even if has India can still play catch up with online dispute redressal. This particular article is completely related to the online dispute resolution. So, what is mean by this ODR, online dispute resolution? Let us have a brief look about this particular topic. It is a resolution of disputes, particularly small and medium value cases, using the digital technology and techniques of alternate dispute resolution, such as we can do negotiations, mediation, and arbitration. Three important platforms: negotiations, mediations, as well as arbitration, which is known as online dispute resolution. It utilizes the information technology to carry out ADR. So the information management and communication tools in this ODR may apply to all part of the proceedings and also have an impact on the methods by which the disputes are being solved. So how this ODR plays a key role here in India, online dispute resolution. See, the United Nations Commission on International Trade Law adopted the model law on international commercial arbitration. So based on that, India also wanted to focus on the arbitration process of this ODR. So India has also incorporated this uniform principle in the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996. This act provides a good mechanism like arbitration and conciliation for the national and international stakeholders. This is the exact background knowledge that you need to know under the online dispute resolution. Let us have a look in terms of what are the advantages of this ODR. See, convenient and also accurate, time saving, and cost saving. So provides more effective, efficient, scalable, collaborative mechanism of containment and resolution. These are all the major advantages. Remember, there is a needs to be a fundamental change in the mindset to separate the idea of justice from the place called court. So the future will be hybrid model that combines the best of the real and the virtual world. People need to reimagine the whole process of justice delivery to work in the hybrid system. So this ODR is one of the important concept advancing online dispute resolution in India. All the stakeholders must focus to implement that, and we can take that bus if we can focus the particular arbitration process. That's all about this particular topic. Let us move to the next topic of the day. Next topic, it is about the parliamentary committees, the role of parliamentary committees. Due to sheer volume of information and scale of operations that Indian Parliament is required to undertake, it is not feasible to take up all issues on the floor of the House. So, what exactly this particular article about? They are talking about the importance of the parliamentary committee, how it came into existence, and what exactly the role played by the parliamentary committee in India, and the roles and responsibilities. What are the current progress and what can be the go ahead? So we need to know the background knowledge about what is this parliamentary committee. So what are committees of the parliament? As parliamentary committee is a panel of member of the parliament that is appointed or elected by the house or nominated by the speaker or chairman. So a parliamentary committee is a panel or group of MPs that is appointed or elected by the house Lok Sabha or nominated by the speaker or chairman. So the committee works under the direction of speaker or chairman, and it presents its report to the house or to the speaker or chairman, respective of Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha. So parliamentary committees have their origins in the British Parliament. British Parliament. They draw their authority from Article 105 and Article 118 of the Indian Constitution. This 105 article deals with the privileges of MPs, and 118 gives parliamentary authority to make rules to regulate its procedure and also code of conduct of their business. So what is the need here? Whenever the bill is introduced in either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, the process of lawmaking is often very complex, and Parliament has limited time for the detailed discussion. You know about political polarization and shrinking middle grounds has been leading the big issue and debates in the Parliament. Due to this issue, a great deal of the legislative business ends up taking place in parliamentary committee. Any bills which introduced means it's going to become a debate. The parliamentary committee will take a review. That is the purpose of creation of this parliamentary committee. Okay, so various committee also there in our parliament. Multiple types of committees. They can be differentiated on the basis of their work. However, broadly, three types of parliamentary committees are popular: standing committees and ad hoc committees. Like two types: standing committee, standing parliamentary committee, and ad hoc committee. These two types are more popular. The standing committee, which is known as permanent, okay, work on continue basis. So six categories this committee classified into: financial committees, departmental standing committees, committee to inquire, committee relating to day-to-day business of the house, housekeeping committee, housekeeping committee. So financial committee, departmental standing, and committee to scrutinize and control. And inquiry, day-to-day activity, and housekeeping committee. These are all the six permanent committees comes under the standing committees. Right. So ad hoc committees are temporary. So temporary basis and cease to exist on completion of the task assigned to them. For the purpose of task, this particular committee was commenced. If the task get completed, then the particular committee used to exist. They are further subdivided into inquiry and advisory. Inquiry committee and advisory committee. So the principal ad hoc committee are selected and joint commission on the particular bills which is introduced in the parliament. So these are all the major background that we need to understand about the parliamentary committees. Remember the significance, the committees provided legislative expertise because parliamentary committees are meant to help MPs seek expertise and will give them what kind of issues deals with that particular bill. And also this particular committees are acting as a mini parliament, an instrument of detailed scrutiny. Right. So these are all the major importance that you need to understand related to the parliamentary committees and read this article about the current progress and what kind of comparison they are giving here and what exactly the topic is about. See, as I told you, multiple laws, all these kind of debates to take a decision and get a suggestion from the public, these kind of committees were important for the Indian society to get a feedback and to pass that bill in the parliament. So just read this article, it will give you a broad perspective related to the topic. Next one is about excise, COPE India 2023. Tejas, Rafale, Sukhoi to face off with US fighter jets at COP India 2023. I think in the last 2 days also we are discussing about this particular topic. Remember, it is a bilateral joint exercise between Indian Air Force and the United States Air Force. COP India, which began in the year of 2004 as a fighter training exercise. The exercise has involved, to incorporate multiple subject matter expertise changes and air mobility training, airdrop training, and large force of exercises will be there. The exercise will further enhance operational capability and interoperability. So between the two air forces, the last edition of the exercise was held in 2019. So COPE India means it's a bilateral joint exercise between USA as well as India, particularly the Air Force. That is your background. What about the Tejas, Rafale, and Sukhoi to face off with US fighter jets at COP India 2023? See, here you need to understand the importance of three. Tejas, light combat aircraft, fighter aircraft, which was manufactured by India. Tejas. Okay, developed by HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. The aircraft was designed by DRDO, Defense Research Development Organization, and ADA, Aeronautical Development Agency. So Tejas is a light combat aircraft program was envisaged to replace the Russian MiG-21 fighter because it was operated by the Indian Air Force. To replace that, this Tejas came into existence. The single engine multi-role fighter aircraft. The LCA program was named Tejas in 2003. As of now, the Tejas playing a key role in terms of the fighter aircraft. Next one is about Rafale, most controversial. Okay, manufactured by France. Rafale is a twin engine manufactured by Dassault Aviation of France. It is primarily used by the French Air Force. So Rafale fighter jets will be operated by Indian Air Force. A deal was signed for 36 Rafale fighter jets. The deal was signed in the year of 2016. It includes a package of separate weapons, including the high acclaimed model missiles. Next one is about Sukhoi 30 fighter aircraft, which was manufactured by Russia. It's a twin engine fighter jet again, manufactured by Sukhoi Aviation Corporation. There are many variants of this aircraft, and the variant used by Indian Air Force is Sukhoi 30 MKI. Apart from Russian and Indian Air Force, the other users of Sukhoi 30 aircraft are Algeria, China, Vietnam, Venezuela, and Malaysia. So these are all the major information regarding the three important aircrafts in India, which is participating in the bilateral Air Force exercise along with the United States of America under COPE India 2023. Right. So these are all the important topics that I find for the day. Apart from that, I'll give you the other topics can be read for the day. We'll start from the home page so that you'll get an idea. And what are the topics that we discussed based on that information? The background is very important for you to understand that particular article. So let us have a look of all other topics that can be read for the day. From the first page, already we discussed two important topics, so there is no need to give attention towards that. And we can go ahead with the editorial page. Ready or not, again, it comes under your COVID-19 surge. And also this corporate power and Indian inflation, I told you to read along with the topic from the home page. And India must board the online dispute resolution bus. Stalin asked the states to pass a resolution to fix time limit for governors to clear bills. You know what exactly happened earlier? There was a power dispute between the governor of the state as well as the elected representative as chief minister in terms of providing the assent to the bill which passed by the Legislative Assembly. It is not only happening in the state of Tamil Nadu, even it is the biggest problem there in Telangana state, and even multiple states are facing the same issue. So, what Stalin asking all the state government to pass a resolution to fix some time limit for the governors to clear a bill which passed by the state legislative assembly. This topic comes under your GS2, the roles and responsibilities of the executive governor. Israeli ministerial visit to India might include FTA talks. This topic comes under your general studies to international relations. An Indian Israel Free Trade Agreement FTA is expected to be on the agenda during the upcoming visit of Israeli Economy Minister Nir Barkat. So, free trade agreement, it is an important area to enhance the economic activity between the two countries. Follow gold standard of open tender route in defense procurement, say Rajnath. In case of the procurement of defense platforms and equipment under capital or revenue route, the gold standard of open tender, which was important in terms of maximize the value money spent on security needs so that it can be give more importance to the transparent system as well. This particular topics comes under your GS3 under defense. Apart from that, you can go ahead with Azad reference omitted in NCRT textbook. So when the NCRT published a list of deletion being incorporated in the rationalized content, it had declared that no changes had been made in this particular book. So Azad is very important personality, a freedom fighter, and India's first education minister. But any mention of Maulana Azad has been deleted from the revised political science textbook, which was published by NCRT. Remember, in recent days, I mentioned you multiple times to read this particular article, deletion of portions in the history way, and it is like got opposition from the Indian History Congress as well. Just read this particular article, you will get to know about what exactly the issue is. Next one is about credit system will integrate general vocational education. So, University Grand Commission chairman said that national credit framework would function as a broad enabling framework for all regulatory organizations and universities, including the institutions of national importance. Apart from that, in the world page, there is no much important article, and you can go ahead with your business. There you can start giving focus on IRDAI tells insurers to boost capital for expanding reach. That's all for the day. Stay tuned. We'll see you tomorrow. Good day. Take care. Bye bye.